Almost done with this lesson here. We're going to move on to the parallel line similarity. If you haven't checked 3C in your work, in the notes already, go ahead, and then that's how we did that. But coming down here to the parallel line similarity. So it reads, a line parallel to one side of the triangle splits the triangle into two similar triangles. Okay, so if we have a line parallel, so that's what this little triangle thing here means. It means that they're parallel. That means it splits it into two similar triangles. So, but this is where it gets a little tricky, so stay with me. Basically what this means is that this little triangle, I don't know, let's label this A, B, and C, and then let's call this D and E. So what this is saying is triangle ADE, so this little guy, that's similar, where we have the one squiggle, to the big triangle. So that's where it's similar to A, B, C. So that big one. Similar to triangle A, B, C. But knowing that, if we know that it's similar to the big triangle and the small triangle, then we can use this to help us out, because we know those two guys are similar. So if we do have triangle, let me call that triangle ADE, we know this line is 15, and this line is 12. And if we have our bigger triangle, this was triangle ABC. For this length, if we call this AC, we know it's 12 plus 20, because it's that whole length. So 12 plus 20, so we know that side's equal to 32. Now for AB, it would have to be 15 plus our question mark. So we know that this side is 15 plus our question mark. But knowing that these are proportional, we can use that to help solve this. So we know that 15, let me switch colors here so that way we can see it better. So we know, ooh, what happened there? I don't know. So 15 on our little side is proportional to 15 over question mark. Oh, that's what I did. So we can write that as 15 over 15 plus question mark. And we know that's going to be proportional to 12 over 32. So now we just need to cross multiply and then chug and refuse to do drug. So we're going to have 15 times 32, that's equal to 12 times 15 plus question mark. We'll have to distribute that out, so we get 180 plus 12 question mark, and then 15 times 32 gives us 480. And we'll just keep solving along, keep chugging along. Subtract 180, subtract 180. 480 minus 180 gives us 300. Now that's equal to 12 question mark. So we're going to divide here and divide there by 12. 30 divided by 12 gives us 25. So we know question mark is equal to 25. Okay, let's look at some other examples. So let's look at C. Let's call this A, B, and C. And let's call this K and R, my initials. So we know that triangle AKR is similar to triangle ABC. So now this one's a little different because now we know what AB is, so this long length. So we know AB is going to be proportional to AK. But how could we figure out what this length of AK is? Well, we know that AB is going to be 28, and this little segment there is the question mark. So if we take 28 minus our question mark, that'll give us the length of AK. So now we have that 28 over 28 minus question mark are proportional. And then if we look at AC, 12 plus 9 is 21. And that's proportional to AR, which is 12. So if we draw little triangles here, so if we just have A, K, C, this one is going to be 28 minus our question mark. This one's 12. And if we take the bigger one, A, B, C, we have this one's equal to 28. AB is 28, and AC is 12 plus 9, which is 21. So that's how we got that. So let's cross multiply. Let's chug this guy along. 12 times 18, or 12 times 28, sorry, gives us 336. Then we have 21 times 28 minus question mark. Again, we'll have to distribute that out. So we have 336 is equal to 588 minus 21 question mark. And keep chugging along. Subtract 588. Subtract 588. Bring this over here. So then we get negative 252 is equal to negative 21 question mark. Move it. Oop. So now we need to divide by negative 21. Divide by negative 21. So then we get 12 is equal to question mark. Okay, this one may be a little longer, but I at least wanted to show you one of these on 4 where it has solve for x. Also go ahead, give B a try there. We'll have the answer a little later on. So now, we have these two lines are parallel. So our little triangle right there is proportional to our bigger triangle right there. So if we draw our bigger one, just so I don't have to change colors, now this back side right here is going to be equal to 8 plus 12, which is 20. And then this front side is going to be equal to 10 plus 5x. Again, that's the bigger triangle. And in the problem it asks us to solve for x. So our littler triangle, we're going to have 2x. Oh, not 2x. Got you guys. We're going to have 5x and 12. So these two are proportional, and those two are proportional. So we can do 10 plus 5x all over 5x is equal to 20 over 12. So we plug. Now we need to chug and refuse to do drug. Multiply 5 and x. So we get 20 times 5x. And we multiply 12 times 10 plus 5x. So maybe asking me, hey, Mr. Rainey, but you can reduce that 5. Awesome. If you want to reduce that 5, go for it. I'm just going to keep it like that because technically we could take a 5 out of here. That becomes a 2. That becomes a 1. But I'm just going to leave it there. So we'll just leave it like that. 20 times 5x gives us 100x. 12 times 10 gives us 120 because we're distributing, plus 60x. I'm going to go over into my space for this next problem. So we're going to have 100x equals 120 plus 60x. Let's move this 60x over by subtracting. So then we get 40x equals 120. Now we divide by 40. And so then x is equal to 120 divided by 40 gives us 3. Okay, go ahead and give those guys a try. Give B and C a try, and then we'll be on to our last video.